I am back.
Welcome back.
Hey, welcome
Hi, back.
Back.
I'm Echo.
Is everybody else here? I still missing anybody?
I'm here.
I'm here.
Oh,
I think Tam's still
I'm
gone.
about to say is we got Tam.
Thanks.
Alright. Chef's going on autopilot then.
Not yet. Okay.
Alright.
Babe.
The evening finishes up. You guys finish your rests. Oh, there we go.
Welcome back.
Hey.
How long did we actually get to rest with the interruption?
You, for in the typical fashion of Dungeons and Dragons, you sleep an additional small amount of time to make up the difference of the interruption, and restore everything that you needed.
Yay.
Ding.
Okay.
You'll get all your health back, all your dailies back, all your MP back.
That was 11. Check my sheet.
As you all wake up, and by the way, when you were going to sleep, as the storm rolled in, like dawn was breaking as the storm came in over you. You've now slept for 8 hours since then, and it's like noonish. Like you're in the middle of the day now.
Alright.
Because you walked through the night to beat the storm.
Mm-hmm. Is it still
Yeah,
raining?
it's the middle of the day. It's still raining. There's still a little bit of this going on. You get the idea. It'll probably clear in a few hours, though.
Alright.
It's not as bad as it was last night. Well, this last morning.
Mm-hmm. Alright, she's going to get dressed and start helping pack up.
Alright. Plate users don their plate. Tents are rebundled back up. Campfires are extinguished. All your shit goes back on Echo. And you all go back to the world map.
How does Zesson look, by the way?
Very much healthier by the gamey nature of this game. But he still looks a little charred in a like Bugs Bunny comic sort of way.
We lost Ash.
Lost Ash this time.
Yeah.
Well, I sort of just like pat sort of Zesson on the back. I was like, think of it this way: you fought against nature and won.
Indeed. A single bolt of lightning doesn't take me down.
In Chocobo, I'm going to reply to that. You didn't win. You just didn't die.
Quick.
Yeah. Lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place, except when it says.
Let's see.
I just hear the working, and I just sort of just go with it and go, see, even the bird agrees.
Hey.
Yep, give me a second.
Okay.
What happened?
Everyone's having internet trouble.
No, it's not internet trouble. My PC is so bad
Oh.
that it's locking up with all I have open is fucking the stream, Roll20, my character sheet.
Conveniently, if you
good.
would like to donate to Koke's PC fund.
Hey, once again, we're not getting any profit.
I think that still counts. We can't do that.
Aww.
Please, I'd like to continue playing this.
I do art.
But if you, for instance, need to take out a commission on a piece of art, she's there. Or if you were to meet her, for instance, on the internet and become very good friends, a gift I'm sure would not go amiss.
Or maybe not even really good friends. Just like kind of like a fan. Oh wow, you play the one that eats people.
Ugh.
I can
Again,
take tutorials.
that one isn't okay either.
You have to be full of yourself, even though you suffer from social anxiety.
Just don't get the guy who's like, I'll buy you a computer if you eat it.
Uh,
I'll eat my old computer.
Would you, though? There's some rare earth metals in there that'll screw your body up.
for those at home,
Listen,
don't eat.
Bring it on.
I'm already pretty fucked up. I really doubt there's much more that can be done here. Who knew that the cure for ankylosing spondylitis was to eat a fucking computer?
You know, I think I left my old hard drive there. You could probably eat that. It probably tastes like broken hopes and dreams.
2 + 4, 6, 8.
That is probably what my computer actually tastes like.
Okay.
Except I think the hard drive would be less likely to kill you.
I don't know, I eat that. Got all my shit on it.
I bet the hard drive of mine that I left there.
Alright, my arcane pool actually went up by 1 because when I added that charisma point at level 4. Forgot about that. Cool.
Did it disconnect me? Fucking hell.
But yeah,
Still sees you here.
Give me a second.
Everybody-
I need to restart
with-
my.
all right. We'll just finish up this traversal. You all, once the camp's packed up, continue to make your beeline for Retreat Reef.
Yeah.
And after another 8 hours or so of walking, clearing your next 24 miles of overland traversal, yeah, you notice on the horizon a slightly askew sail just above us instead of the tree line.
Is it my ship?
As you guys close over to it, as soon as you see it, it's the airship. It's been landed on the fin on the back, and it has then subsequently rolled over like 30 degrees because there was nowhere to put it down.
Well,
Well, we know they're still here at least.
yeah.
Yeah, something.
What are you guys doing? You guys going inside?
I think we should go
John's on-
to the reef first. Into the reef first because unless we want to go and deal with the betrayal.
Out of character, I think it would be wiser to go on the airship to ensure it doesn't fly away while we're, doing whatever it is. And
Go and put the parking brake on.
yeah, something like that.
Where's the ship?
Right in front of us.
Right in front. Okay.
Just kind of skewed a little bit.
But in character, I'm just gonna run up to the airship and try and get in it. I'm sure the
I would recommend
Make a
being
perception
careful.
check. Make a
Well,
perception check,
that's-
Echo.
Perception!
That's our decision made for us, I guess.
They probably set up the ballista gun again.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I didn't.
So close to that 20.
Being familiar with that gun, as you're running up to it, you do catch a glimpse of it as it starts swiveling up, and it is on still, and you are entering its effective range.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back up.
All right, make a reflex save.
Oh boy.
Reflex 5. Not great, but
You duck out of the way just in the nick of time with that 19, and a bunch of kind of on the larger side bolts puncture the ground right as you roll away from it.
Okay, people are still in there. Maybe we should not go in.
They're automated.
but I remember there was a path. I'm gonna try and perception to see if there's any sort of visible tracking that people might have been taking.
Sure.
Unless there's
I could actually even use a survival check as
Yeah, I was
tracking.
gonna say survival check would be more proper.
Yeah, so
Checking the
let me
ground.
re-roll that then, because I'd much rather take the less penalty for a better roll.
While everybody else is watching the bird faff around in front of the ship.
Sounds like a regular
Okay,
Tuesday
that's
to me.
+9.
Why do I feel like we should be placing bets to see what actually happens?
With a 23, you notice there's a scuffed pattern on the ground where footprints have been made, and there's a mud on top of the leaves and stuff, leading in a certain elaborate route away from the ship.
I'm going to follow it.
Well, who all watches the chocobo, runs right towards the gun and just starts making random turns. Makes it right up to without any issues.
It looks like they set up that whole field again.
I can turn it off.
Well, I'm sure in the wet soil, big chocobo feet.
Yeah, you can all see
Are-
the many 100-pound bird feet. See it leading the way now.
Oh,
Well, then I guess one of us should go turn the gun off, and then
go turn the
Get
gun
out
off.
there.
Yeah.
I follow the bird.
All right,
All right,
I'm
we're
taking
following.
its path.
you narrowly wander your way into the ship.
Make sure Zezin and Yota are following the road too.
Yeah.
You all going in?
Yeah.
Yep.
Honey,
Everyone-
I'm home.
I just immediately just face palm.
As you shout out to the inside of the ship, nothing answers you.
They all might be away. Or ignoring me. I hope it's the first. I don't like being ignored.
You start searching the ship room for room.
Might as well. I'm gonna check in engineering, see if Cookie's about.
Also, the whole ship is tilted, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you're walking in like 30-degree corridors.
Tilt.
I'll be careful.
It's like walking on a rooftop, you know. As you search room for room, you find nothing. Not an enemy, not a dude, not a friend, not a wizard or soul in sight.
Out of character, I have to wonder if that pattern can be changed.
I am thinking the exact same thing.
Wow.
Alright, I'm gonna go look upstairs using the metal stairs because I don't think the ladders are gonna be very helpful right now.
Well, with a little bit of climbing and a little bit of pulling and a little bit of time, you work your way up the holes that have been uncovered by the chocobo wrecking ball.
I fly up.
Yeah.
Alright.
You go upstairs. Nothing up there. The bridge is empty.
Alright. Is Benton with us still?
Yeah.
Anything from him?
He's like watching. He's watching everyone. Make these inspections, and he points out, "Yeah, it's real possible. They're all away right now."
Well, we could see if Koke can get this thing running. At the very least, try to guard it until they get back.
Well, I wouldn't recommend just running off without anyone to help you fly this thing. It's not exactly something built for, one person.
That we
Yeah.
came here for a reason, so.
Yeah, we need to get in there and look for Roderick.
You guys are probably going to have a better time than I am going in there.
I don't want to leave you here by yourself, Koke.
I'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I'd rather you come with us.
Is this concern for me or concern for them?
It's concern for we don't know what we might run into there. I'd rather we go with a full group.
All right. I guess I'm convinced.
If you're worried about someone coming out and running off with the airship, maybe we could set up something.
Well, that was my plan, but it's gonna take me
Did
about.
somebody say trap?
Oh dear God.
Are you gonna put a bear trap on the path?
In the fucking middle.
I mean, you could.
Cannot.
Can you? Of course you can.
This side.
Hmm.
Look over Ben.
Might wanna
After
make a
anyway, we can
survival
change
check,
the
though.
pattern.
I
You know.
mean, I was gonna. I was planning on setting up something and then coming and meeting you. I can change the pattern of the.
You did notice it was a different pattern than before, so
Yeah. I could set up a new pattern. I could leave maybe one or two big surprises lying around. To God. One real quick thing. How long did you say it would take to set the ship to blow?
like 5 or 6 hours probably.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That's maybe a bit too long to just
Like,
kind of
it's-
sit around and do a few hours of tinkering.
It's a whole project, you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm confused why you can't just do that while we're here. If you're just changing the pattern, that should only take a little bit of time, no?
Well, I was gonna meet up with you. I'll change the pattern, note it down, find you guys, and let you know.
Yeah,
But
changing the pattern probably won't take very long at all. Maybe
So,
you don't
yeah,
know
we
you
can
don't know
just-
how to
we
do
can
that.
all together. We
Okay.
can keep when you're done.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Hold
you
up.
just gotta let us know what
Hold
the
up the
pattern.
bear trap.
Once I've set the new pattern, you can go last and set down the bear trap in the middle so that we know. And if they do check it out to see where the new pattern is, there's an extra surprise for them.
The biggest thumbs up you've reach into the pack to pull out those gigantic foam finger thumbs up.
All right, I'm gonna
Okay,
work on setting
okay.
up a new pattern.
Out of character. Wait a moment. Deactivate it entirely, and let me run all up and down the area so that they don't
Yeah,
look at my feet.
that's a very good idea.
All right.
Right, so it's like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna quee and stamp my feet. I haven't jumped up, so it's just kind of stamping my feet in the soil. Because so I'm hoping somebody will notice that I'm
I probably have to turn it off to set a new pattern anyway, so just be careful. I'll let you know when it's going back online. Oh, we're down.
So step one, you run right up to the bridge and you find the switch that you know is there to turn the thing off. Bureau turns off. Echo, you hear it turn off and you can probably go and rampage around.
I'm rampaging around, leaving tracks everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Looks like a whole herd of chocobo had a dance party right there by the front door.
Maybe they did. For all they know.
What you doing now, okay?
I want to go and I'm going to assume that I know where I need to go to change this thing. It'd be done engineering, maybe.
Make
There's
a
probably some
you can
sort
go
of
down and check.
camera or something.
Go ahead and make a
indicating-
knowledge technology check.
Do I get my bonus still?
You do. You still have your books to consult, like on your person.
Yes.
Then yes.
Like
Yes.
25.
25. As you go down into engineering, then you take a peek around, you kind of think about it. You find a set of the control panels that you'd ignored before now on the big ball thing that appears to denote like almost like a hex grid with a pattern on it, just almost drawn with a finger push, and it's got you notice the pattern that you had to walk to get up there. It's like, oh, there it is.
I change it.
You set it to something that you know. There we go. Well, anyone that's following Koke around notices her make the change.
Okay.
All right.
I'm still outside. Do I hear the thingy?
It isn't back on
actually,
yet.
okay.
Gosh darn it.
As I go back up, I yell loud enough, like as I reach like here, like wherever I am. That
Yeah, I was.
I'm gonna
moving
go and
people
turn it
around.
back on. Make sure everyone's away. I've changed everything up.
I'm not even gonna go back. I'm not even going back to the ship. I'm going out of range of the thing.
All right.
And then I go up
Echo
and
leaves.
I turn it back on.
It is back on.
And then I head back down again.
Oh,
By the way, while we're on that floor there, that's the floor with the table, isn't it?
Yep.
Take a look. Is there anything like any like plans or anything on the table itself, or is this completely bare?
no, it still looks kind of beat up from the whole flipping. Where all the furniture got tossed and burned a little. But there don't appear to be any
So-
schemes on it.
Okay. I'm just
So
trying to-
absolutely, positively, nothing up and down this entire ship provides us any intel.
It doesn't seem like it now.
Man, it's almost as if they were expecting company.
They're
that, or they're
probably waiting for us inside. I need to find out which one of these wonderful little people that are part of my crew decided that this coup would be the best idea. I have some choice words for them.
Keep in mind, not everyone agreed to leave.
Right, you're using the word crew a lot. I doubt they were even anything similar to that to
Yeah.
you.
The main thing I'm worried about is that we're going to be charging into an ambush with maybe half of them not wanting to fight being used as hostages.
Big old shrug.
Because there's nobody on the ship at all.
I guess we have to see if we can get a good
What
look
way
around our
is the
surroundings
shape?
first.
What direction is the ship facing?
It's leaning. Well, it's rolled. It's rolled counterclockwise 30 degrees, and it's pointing in a vaguely northeastern direction.
Ben,
Yeah.
what direction is the reef from here?
He points. It's like a little bit south of you guys.
That's a damn shame.
Why? What?
If they are holding those that are loyal to me hostage, it would have been nice to have a backup plan, such as being able to
Cannon.
fire the main cannon.
Well, that may be a little severe, Missy.
Chef
The
got
threat.
just shudders a bit at the mention of the main cannon. That was fun.
I would have hoped that just the threat
You know,
would be enough to get my people safe.
I have a silly idea. You said this is a reef, right? Are there any ships that can go in and out of there?
I don't think it's a reef. We are inland quite
Yeah,
significantly.
you are
Okay,
inland. You're
well-
not on any bodies of water.
Point is, they have no way to escape really unless they want to go back on the ship. So if we really wanted to, we just wait around. They can realize, oh wait, they aren't coming, and get back on the ship. Or we can head there first.
The thing is that they have the East Haven.
And we're not sure if their army knows that and will show up here.
That, and obviously, Ben, they wanted to hold him a ransom, correct? They basically wanted to try to get some money, which means that obviously the prince is going to have to leave there to go somewhere else, and the fastest way to get to anywhere else would be this ship.
I'll be back in like 5 or 10.
I should say so, yeah.
Out of character. Yeah, if they didn't intend to come back, they wouldn't have set the trap.
Still, I think we ought to go in. But it's whatever.
True. Can't just worst case scenario, if something goes wrong, we can always come back to the ship.
I have reset the trap. There's a new pattern.
Yeah. Then you can leave.
Ben,
She's going.
Yeah.
was it a group of people that decided to come and do this, or is someone calling themselves a new leader.
I didn't think they'd picked a leader out, really. They
So was it just that they decided together that this is what they wanted to do?
actually, if you don't mind me saying, by a bit of a majority, they decided this is what they didn't want to do. It wasn't very hard for them to round up the rest of us.
I understand.
She's going to take her tabard off and put it in her bag. So she doesn't have any identification.
I was gonna say, what about Sazezin and Prince Yota? We should be careful with you guys following us. Unless Retreat Reef are gonna be fine with this.
Well, I noticed your friend taking off his tabard. I don't think they're really going to care if you're flying in a nation's colors in there, if that's what you're asking. I mean, half the people in there, almost all the people in there, are going to be wearing armor from wherever they came from. That's just the way it is.
You know, if you're looking for a bit of subterfuge, I take out my disguise kit. This can't help.
I'm just more worried about them thinking that we're bringing the war here. Especially since Dreadnought and the ship has East Haven on it.
How? Well, nothing we can do about that now. It's already here. So, at the very least, that wasn't your fault.
I guess the best we can do is try
I'm taking responsibility for Dreadnought. It is my fault as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it's very bold of you. Thank you. I don't know what you're planning to do to the rest of those guys, but if they haven't left already, and he kind of looks around, they're gonna be in Retreat Reef somewhere.
I guess we'll just have to face it as we go.
What the heck is this icon? I can't even make out what it's trying to be.
What are you looking at? Oh, I don't know.
This little guy down here.
And I'm scrolling out. What are you looking at?
Oh, the Dryad.
That's the Dryad, yeah. That's a sexy Dryad. She shouldn't... There, I'm moving her over to the...
I see it now.
War blob.
Oh,
what are you doing?
My internet seems to be stable for a while. I'm gonna switch back my voice back to my PC. Be back just a second.
I couldn't tell what it was. It looked
It's
like a
alright.
bizarre thing from the angles.
It's a Dryad, as seen from above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could try to just cover up our two manga as best as we can.
Again, I
we
don't
should
really know
be.
why. There's plenty of manga in there.
We should be fine.
Alright.
We should be fine, just...
We're here to save Roderick.
Just more, they know what Yota looks like now.
Well, if they have Roderick here, then... Unless he's been heavily disguised and hidden. I guess even a prince would want to escape the war too, no?
True. And, well, let's face it, he's Dreadnought's #1 fan.
True. Alright. Well, shall we?
Alright, we shall then.
Let me take point. I'll show you the path.
As people head downstairs, I'm gonna tap Tyro on the shoulder. Speaking of which, is Tyro back in the voice?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to mutter to him in Elvan. Something tells me that Koki's got some plan once we're done here.
I'll respond to Elvon as well. It's like, it's entirely possible. Granted, no one really wanted her to be, quote-unquote, take command of the ship. It's not surprising, considering, well, basically it's a coup. Granted, but we'll see where this goes. If anything truly nefarious tries to take place, we'll do what we have to.
Just give a nod and follow everyone else downstairs.
No.
I show the pattern.
Oh, and they all walk single file to hide their numbers.
Chef would go last and put the bear trap down on the path. Because that was the plan.
Mhm.
And since she's not here to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Chef deploys the bear trap. There's no checks for that, right? It's just you deploy it.
Pretty sure
It's a bear trap.
It's just a bear trap.
If you made it pretty muddy, you could probably bury it a little bit to help conceal it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, here, alright. Chef conceals the bear trap as best he can. And departs with you. Once you're out of the field, Ben takes over and he shows you the way over to... you go kind of over a small hill, and then down into what looks like a quarry, almost like a mined-out quarry. And then on one face of it, on the bottom, there's an entrance tunnel.
Hmm. Oh.
I return.
Hey.
There's supposed to be fog of war because there is not, as a heads up.
Hmm?
I would just say there's supposed to be fog of war on this map. There isn't.
Oh, there is some.
It's a big open hall.
It's from where you guys are. You can see almost all of this. All of that is.
There's
Yeah,
a-
this one's
There's a wall
exactly
like here, so I was confused.
Hmm?
There's a wall like area here, and we can see beyond it, so I was a little bit confused.
Yeah, no, you can kind of vaguely see around that nook just from this. I abbreviated some of the fog of war clearing.
Okay.
Echo.
Yes. Wait.
People here are people hiding from something, getting away from the wall. They're going to be a little bit jumpy, so try not to be too startling to them. Okay?
Wait.
Good talk.
Alright.
What was decided in my absence?
You laid a bear trap and hid it in the mud.
And we're here, and Nell and Tara are gonna kill me if I do anything nefarious.
I didn't say kill.
They will do what needs to be done if she does anything nefarious.
Alright, let's go mingle then.
Alright. As
Stay
you
within earshot of each other, just in case.
as you kind of enter into this main space, one man on top of what looks like a chocobo stable, and another man across what looks like a rope bridge over like the subterranean lake, shout out to you, "Hey, who goes there?" And like Ben kind of like pushes his way up to the front of you guys. It's like, "It's Ben. I'm here with friends. You sure you can trust them knowing this place?" "I wouldn't be too worried about them. They're fine." They kind of like glance at each other. "All right. Come on in, friends of Ben." Yeah.
Been friends.
The rest of your pals are, some of them are over in the tavern. And he kind of like points over his shoulder, upstream from you guys
Ooh,
to the
a
north.
Tavern. Excellent.
So the rest of them, they're around here
So let me
somewhere.
get this.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. What was that, Tam?
So let me get this. Let me get this straight. We've walked into a wretched hive of scum and villainy, in tow with a man named Ben. If there's a gunslinger in this tavern,
I didn't hear that.
I didn't even make that connection, but yeah, I don't care.
if we find Han Solo, I'm done. That's what I meant.
What about Greedo?
Oh my god, you're right.
Let's be fair. I did steal an airship, which could be considered a spaceship. We
Wait,
have
the castle
Echo.
around in like 12 parsecs.
It is the fastest ship in the system.
Well, Han Solo.
And if Greedo was going to miss in any campaign, it would be this one with these NPC roles.
We are not naming the airship the Millennium Chocobo.
I kind of like that though.
Yeah, really.
God
We
damn
have to- now we have to.
The thousand year joke of
Good job.
Uh, thanks, Ben.
I say we go to the tavern and have a drink. Not that I can ever get drunk. Hey.
Mhm.
Tavern's always a good
Alright.
spot for information.
Well,
You guys just heading off to the tavern?
shall we?
So,
Might as well.
Alright.
I want to have a look. I want to just be like, I want to look at what the other buildings are. They like houses? Do
Yeah.
they have like shops?
Right. As you walked in here, you found a but the kind of thing here. It smells a lot of kind of a musty, kind of wet, cave mildew kind of smell. You notice it's a town, and all these buildings are stacked into the sides of the cave work here, with kind of rope bridges zigzagging at different levels. These two, for instance, here and here, are crossing between floors above you.
Oh.
This one is on the ground here, to cross the river. But it's all this kind of like mesh of different buildings, different heights, all kind of connecting down through this chasm, with the stream sort of running into the couple of pools before disappearing out in like the cracks under the cave work. You notice at the top of the cave, there's kind of an oculus. It's a kind of elongated hole opening with like vine work kind of like draped down, like it's dripping water, like letting light in from the top so that the whole thing kind of gets illuminated. Besides, the buildings though have torches and stuff. Like it's plenty well lit, even though it's kind of dim. Yeah, there's fucking town in here.
How deep does the water look, or can you tell?
It's crystal clear, really. And as you kind of walk by it, in some spots, here and over here, for instance, it's maybe 4 feet deep. Spots like this, maybe 25 feet deep.
Okay.
There's different rocky shelves as you kind of peer down into it. The geology looks kind of erratic.
Does it smell good?
It smells like water. It smells a little bit earthy.
yeah.
Where's the
understood.
sauce? Is it just coming from above?
You notice it's running down towards you here through this kind of little area, and it comes from disappearing off this corner of the map here. I'll reveal a little bit of fog of war here. Oh, come on.
Mm.
Okay.
It keeps going that
I
way.
see.
So it's flowing water.
It's
So very clean.
it's very loosely flowing, but yes, it's not stagnant.
And it's crystal clear
It's crystal clear,
inside a cave.
like it's from a spring or something.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking cool, guys.
I'm gonna drink some because I'm a bird.
You drink up. Make a no. You don't have to make anything. It's perfectly fine water.
We can roll to not die.
if we're recognized, we're surely going to be attacked. We should stay together.
Yeah.
Again, sort of once again nudges this guy's kid.
But let's go to the tavern.
Alright.
Let's go and
As I
see what they have.
Grab
to say.
all y'all's tokens and we shimmy our way up the cave.
I'm kind of tempted to actually wonder if I can stay behind, just sort of wander around the entrance in case.
Oh, no,
But I mean, I guess this is better. You guys would probably want to keep an eye
And
on
just
me
be-
anyway.
Just be the body check bow if someone tries to.
Someone I recognize. I've been on that airship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys leaving anyone behind to guard the entrance like that then?
If Echo wants to stay outside to guard the entrance, she can.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
Is
I'm-
this Vesemir?
When the what?
From fucking Witcher.
Hey, look, he's got the two swords. He's got the steel one on his right and the silver one on the left.
I think that's just his hair. Oh no, wait, maybe he does have two swords.
No, wait, no. No, wait, no, that's a
fair.
ponytail.
Yeah, that's the tail.
I was gonna say, from a distance, it looks like Vesemir. Hush.
Well, you're not wrong. Who in their right mind would be bald and have a tail?
Exactly.
Yeah. You guys walk into this tavern. Let me see if I got
Yes.
any better music here. Got an ambient track there.
I
Mix
swear,
this
if you find the cantina music for this,
And you guys notice, marked on the outside, it says the Rising Moon. Who's going in first?
Let's let Ben go in first.
And then me.
I'll be back here.
I'll go in next.
Yeah, you guys organize yourself out to tossing people around.
Okay.
There's an entire corner left unattended. There's definitely no adventurers here. There we go.
As Chef immediately,
Goes to the corner.
as you walk into the room, before anyone can even take sight of what's in there, Chef enters a corner and broods.
And with that, the tavern feel is complete.
You gotta be the edgy guy in the corner.
Wow, you should really talk to that mysterious knight over there. I heard he has a problem with...
Rolls dice. Giant rats.
I
As-
think I recognize something, but go on, sorry.
As you all walk into the tavern,
I
and
am a giant rat.
as you glance around, it's what you would expect out of the smell of a tavern, but, you know, amplified to a factor of 10 as per the ventilation being poor. It's kind of dim in here. It's very musty. And over all of, like, the kind of cheering and people just talking, you do pick up one voice, just that you guys recognize very well due to his strangeness. You hear a, all right, my turn now. As you glance over, and there's Cookie standing on a table, and a man across from him also standing on a table as they stare at each other down. Cookie places a card, like pulls a card out of a deck and sticks it onto his forehead. And after a moment, the card poofs, and there is a glass of mead balanced on the middle of his forehead. And he reaches up and he grabs it, and he starts drinking.
I'm gonna applaud and cheer loudly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, god.
You guys still just walking in and stuff?
Yeah.
As you approach, the other guy looks at him. All right, my turn now. And Cookie holds out his deck, and the guy reaches out and he pulls out a card and he sticks it on his forehead, and they all like sit there with the paws, and there's a poof. We can check. Yep. And after a moment, the man is tossed backwards across the room, as out of his forehead erupts an elephant.
What is that?
That tramples
they're
onto the
playing-
floor,
Thing with a deck of many things.
and
Many of us know that, though. That's the thing.
stomps onto the ground and glances around for a second, wondering what is this place that it is in.
As a swift action, I scan the elephant to see if I can learn anything.
Oh god.
It needs to
Look,
make a will save.
Sharon would be so excited to see this thing, to stab it and re-raise it. Like that's my dream is skeleton.
All right.
elephant.
What check are you making on the skeleton? On the normal elephant?
It needs to make a will save.
It needs to make a will save against you. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to never forget, you know.
Look
never
at fucking
forget either.
Pathfinders.
As you quickly look up an elephant.
Elephant will save. +6. Not bad, elephants.
Elephants.
Please roll
Never
that
forget.
elephant.
Yeah, roll us an
Never
11.
forgive.
It fails. I get to know if I can learn anything from it.
It is an elephant. It has no magic to it. You can learn nothing from it. It is an elephant.
Could I transform into one if I ate it?
I mean that requisites you have it, you knowing a spell that it can cast, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no. Sorry.
Okay. I just
She could probably
appointed
still eat it.
I could probably still eat it, but I just kind of fold my arms a little bit and then can I make a check to see what the fuck they just did with pulling cards and mead and elephants and
Make an Knowledge Arcana check as the bartender
I'm
walks
gonna be
over
sick.
to the far corner of the bar, points over like,
I might not
"Hey!"
need to.
And Cookie turns around and is like, "What?" And he points to a sign that says "No elephants."
Wow, the fact that they need that rule, but
You have no idea what that thing is that they are doing.
Oh,
As Cookie
okay then.
runs over, hops up onto the table across from the guy, picks up the card that fell off from him when it poofed, turns to his right, and smacks it against the elephant, and the elephant vanishes.
This isn't
Pretty
actually
stops
a
down.
impressive.
is there some type of card magic that I'm not familiar with?
God.
Tyro, you're pretty sure this is like a deck of mini things or something. This is like some weird artifact that is incredibly dangerous.
You got that
Well,
at the... Oh.
As long as that's my only flub for the rest of the night, I'm okay.
Pretty impressive.
Kind of glances around for a second. Okay. Oh God. Ah,
For...
Hi.
Expecting the whole bar to turn.
and
Good
a
to
few
see
of the
you
people
again.
at the bar do. A couple of the people in
Oh,
a couple of
boy.
the seats kind of glance over in your direction.
Well, don't stop on my part. This is quite entertaining.
Well, I think he might have had enough. And glance over, and he is completely unconscious, plastered against that
Oh.
wall, slumped onto the ground.
Ooh.
Yeah, elephant's a rough one. We gotta keep so much sitting here. He kind of like walks over to you guys, and he's just shuffling his deck, and he puts it back in his pocket.
That's pretty cool. Why'd you pick up a skill like that?
Something I made a long time ago.
You made it?
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Well, you found us. Hey,
Hey.
hey.
He does not sound thrilled at all.
I'm just smiling.
Oh yeah, can I get a look at this guy? Like, how is Sid reacting to seeing Koke?
He
Oh,
seems
yeah,
like,
whatever.
yeah, it's like just glancing at him, like you get the impression that he's nervous, but he's not scared. It's like without even a
Wondering, not really expecting anything, but kind of afraid of the unpredictability of Koke, probably. Not knowing if we're here to just WM1.
Shall we get a seat?
Sure, here. Kind of like walks over to the bartender and like hands him some money as like there's damages all over the tables and stuff over here. You fine out here, or you looking for something a little bit more private?
I'm fine out here.
All right. And they kind of like gestures you over to, like say this one over by the door. For sanity's sake, they pull up more chairs and have enough fucking space for everyone. So, still traveling with Yota?
Perfectly sized.
Well,
Yeah, it's just the right size number of tiles.
Minus Ben.
Yeah, minus Ben, he's just lurking, just over there in the corner.
things didn't go quite as I guess planned. Prince Yoda here didn't want to stay.
All right.
in
Well, I kind
Asmod.
of expected that. I've spent quite a bit of
Yeah.
time talking with the boy. Still on course for, the dream there, son? Prince Yoda, like, looks over at him. Well, yeah, that's kind of the thought, I think.
And we, of course, are gonna do our best to assist. That's why we're all here.
Well, there's perhaps a few among that didn't take so kindly to your new dream here. Maybe a little bit different than the one they got pitched on at first.
No, that's completely understandable.
Well, we've been here for probably a couple days now.
Huh, with an airship. As fast
Well,
as
with
the
an
one
airship.
that we've got. I'm not surprised you've been here for a while.
Well,
Probably got here in like 2-3 hours.
yeah, easily. There's no good need just splitting hairs on an airship speed. You get anywhere you want whenever you want. That's the majesty of the thing.
Too true.
Yeah. I've been trying to figure all this out, and kind of like hand gesture to the table for a while now here. Been letting them believe it's still broken. I haven't been able to go anywhere. But Roderick's here. That's why you guys are here, and I suspect, points over at Yoda, that's why you're here. Finishing your little capture game. Getting all the nobles. God, it's just like... it's just like they had planned at first. It's uncanny,
Well,
you know.
This is less capture and more of an agreement type.
Sure. You
guess.
can call it whatever you want. That's what it was with Roderick anyway. But come to think of it, and he kind of like glances around the bar, it did all start, and he kind of like taps on the table. Right here. Right in these seats. That same set of armor across from me now. Some lady in leather.
Then perhaps
Hmm?
we
What
can
was
try again and be better this time.
Just
Well-
expecting a plaque on these chairs, basically going Garland was here on this day.
Carved in edge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pure
Chef
edge.
Garland Hart O'Hara forever.
Yeah.
Chef is feeling the residual edge from when Garland said here.
Do I gain roughly 894 experience points from the residual?
Oh.
You will gain your experience when the session ends, because you probably did get that much just from the fucking combat. But it only
Man,
leveling up halfway through.
Man, we're gonna have to leave this tavern before I can toot.
Freaking what?
Still.
The fucking pan pipes.
I will
Before I
say
can use the pan flute haunting.
if you're sure you're putting, if you promise me you're putting 1 point in fucking skill wind instruments, you can have that right now if you want. Because
Let's
you
not.
would have leveled up now.
No.
You
We're
would
not
you would
going
be
to
that
spook
level
the
by now.
tavern.
But I just don't want anyone like distributing their skill points right now.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out where to put mine.
All right.
Then
yeah.
we actually have to roll for hit dice.
I don't have
for this
perform as a
coming level.
class skill. I'm not. It's not worth doing that.
Well,
All right. Cookie, right?
yeah, that's my name.
What do you want out of all this?
Well, if I'm honest, I want the airship out of all this. Not so that it's mine, just, kind of like holds up his hands, like making like a ball in the air. I just,
It's a beautiful ship.
it's a beautiful ship.
You're very
At the end of the
passionate
day,
about
that
it.
was the deal that got made for me, and I'm wanting to hold on to it.
Just wanting to travel the world with it, or just to have it as your own?
Just to look at it, just to learn from it. I'm not even sure y'all know what you stumbled upon with this thing.
Oh, it's definitely something older than the Magitech we have now.
Airships
It
are coming
is.
back to the world. You're getting them all over the place now. People are building them to trade. People are building war airships. You heard a rumor about something in Lowland, but this one's way before that.
Oh yeah, this one's pretty impressive.
This one is long before we knew how to make these things. So it begs the question where it came from.
So you just want someone to work with where you can be on the airship and study it.
Essentially,
to
yeah.
your whim.
That's kind of the thought. It's part of a bigger puzzle, I think. And I want to get to the bottom of it.
I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely an interesting field of study, and I would like to know where this thing came from. It was embedded in rock. That's how old it is? Like,
I'd imagine, yeah. Rocks, I'm not sure if they were a mountain formed up around it or if they were an intentional effort made to conceal it, but
it's
old enough it could have been either.
I've been reading the books. It's a beautiful piece of magitech.
Yes, I should say so.
Well, I would love to leave you to your study, but can you tell us where Roderick is?
As a matter of fact, I can. He's gonna, by this point, be held up with all the other folk. A few of them are in here, though they're around the back, and he kind of gestures to the fog of ward area behind. They're around in the back there. Probably not the ones you want to go running into. Rest of them are across town.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Hey.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just Discord. Nothing else. Just Discord decided it didn't want to work for me for like 2 minutes.
Basically, just going about the airship.
So Sid just wants to fly.
He wants to
Yes.
study the airship because it's
Okay.
ancient technology.
Also, he just wants to fly.
He's Sid. What do you expect?
Yeah.
It is.
We're asking-
It is in his nature.
I don't know why, but I always feel like I want to fly.
Him in every generation, he's probably like Sid to the 16th. That's what I know.
No, they're all separate though.
Well, it's also
Unless they all follow the Zelda syndrome of every Link
Mhm.
has the memories of the past
Yeah.
Link.
Yeah, the only one that really
Not-
breaks the barrier is Gilgamesh. So yeah.
I'm not wanting to start a fight with anybody. I know
Well.
that it would be so easily to assume that I'm here to reclaim or whatever through what I know best. But I'm not interested in starting any fights.
Well, you're gonna be really hard pressed to get Roderick away from them without one. Unless you got a little bit of trickery up your sleeve. It's kind of a compound. And if Ben's friends, and he kind of like glances over his shoulder to like Ben, just kind of like eyeing the door, like really like jumpily. They got his dudes all rounded up in a little pile. Got them all chained up together. Crossbowmen on a roof looking down on them. It's really intimidating. Roderick's in there with them. Not with the prisoners. Is in the house next to him. You'll see. You'll see when you get out there.
There's no way to approach this without having to come to blows.
I wouldn't say that. Gosh.
Look, we really just want to get Roderick out of here. We don't want to hurt anyone, if
Well,
possible.
But the thing is if Roderick is here like Prince Yota, then we're just gonna have the exact same thing. Not to
Unless
mention, if
it-
we do approach with the airship, they fired on us. They assume that we're enemies because we have the air.
Yeah, that's true.
Was Roderick on board with this like Yoto was, or
in a small sort of way, this was all kind of his idea. That was
And
the
I
funny
think that
thing.
we should go and talk to him. Because taking him back is going to do nothing if he's just going to try and escape again like Prince Yota here.
Yeah,
And
well,
clearly this is something that they want to do.
for a long
and-
time, Garland and Prince and Captain O'Hara. She wasn't a captain back then. Garland and O'Hara, they adventured around. They were a lot like all of y'all. They based out of here, Iron Retreat Reef, a place where they could actually, be safe from, the world, from the conflict. I mean, I'm sure y'all are super familiar with by now. Roderick came here under his own accord. He fell right into their lap. Before you know it, that airship fell into their lap too, and then they needed me. I don't know. He's a smart boy, but he's not. He kind of taps at the corner of his temple. He's not cut out for the politics and stuff.
Right.
He's great with money. God, I've never seen a craftsman quite so.
Crafty?
He kind of holds up two fingers. Precise, I guess. He's good, and he's a good boy, and he's a smart boy, and he's great with money, and it's his plan, and well, Yota here's on board, and between the two of them, as soon as Yoda's papa kicks the bucket, that's half the kingdoms. That's a funny thought.
Morbid thought.
Wait a second. Does that mean Roderick is already in command of his kingdom?
Not strictly. See, the weird thing about East Haven, the monarchy isn't, well, it's not a monarchy. Used to probably Lulin, their little, the queen, their sovereigness. You probably saw Asmar, and by now you came through there. You noticed they had their king. East Haven, it's an oligarchy. Guy who makes the rules, the guy who makes the money. Kind of by proportion.
I see.
It's a merchant economy.
That makes me why the prince is good with money, at least.
And he's brilliant with it, just like his dad is. And by the same token that he is with his dad, he is a similar sort of pull.
See.
That one's not as cut and dry as just, being the next in line, but let's say he's had an expensive education to the point.
Makes sense.
You've
And
got
what about the remaining nation?
Hilfar. Well, it's theocracy. Maybe out of the four of them, the one I detest, I say. I try to stay out of the politics, but God. Dwarves. Kind of holds a hand out. And by that he means the Final Fantasy dwarfs.
Tally-ho!
Mining
Hi
town.
ho, hi ho.
Holding the faith and all that. They're not going to be swayed by money or by power. I don't know. Unless you got a letter straight from fucking Abaddon City, they're not going to give up. They're not going to change what they're doing.
Abaddon City?
Yeah. That sort of kind of holds up his hands. Spiritual capital,
That sounds like a destination.
It's
no.
where
Go.
the summoners go. It's just a day's walk from the Tower of the White.
That falls in line then.
Oh? What's got you saying that?
Well, Princess Hitomi of Lilin is a summoner now. We were there.
No, wow. Old girl.
And she needs to make some sort of pilgrimage. She has some
Yes,
kind of
by that token, yeah, she would have to go straight there. She'd
Yeah,
be cold.
and being the heir of Lilin.
Well,
that lines
I'm
up
sure her
perfect.
father sure doesn't want her going. That's a bit on the funny side. But he's not going to risk bringing that entire church down on his doorstep.
What are you suggesting, Koke?
We're on good terms with Lilin. We have proven ourselves as strong, and she just kind of looks around. Capable adventurers. We are allies of you, a knight of Lilin.
Ow.
If Princess Atomi must make this pilgrimage, surely we can volunteer as a guard. That
That's
will
all-
take us to the city where we can see if we can't work some, and I'm just gonna turn to Nell, diplomatic magic.
As long as we aren't going with Dreadnought's original plan of capture all the errors and go from there, might be able to work something out.
Preferably, I would like them, if they want to, come willingly, and we can talk to them as heirs. And as I said on the ship, my interest is not to rule over. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you all. I want to go home, back to the steppe, and maybe fight to become Khan of my people, but that's my people. And they are in danger from this war. So I want to stop it. And if this is what has to be done to stop it, then I'm willing to do that.
She's gonna shift her weight onto one foot and fold her arms. Well, I suppose.
There doesn't have to be any force. There doesn't have to be kidnappings and torture and breaking of minds.
Well, whoa, nobody said breaking minds. You're the first one saying breaking minds here.
Good point.
I guess now we can. It seems like Roderick will be all right here. I'm a little concerned about the other members of Dreadnought who have been captured, though.
Yes, I
Well.
would like to see them freed at least.
You'll be hard pressed to get that airship out of here without him, at least.
Well, that, and we heard a funny rumor, something about that they were gonna put him aside for like ransom money or something like that. Was that
Yeah.
false, or
No, that's the plan.
so we should probably nix that first?
I'm sure he's under extreme duress for it, but East Haven, they are not a poor people, if you catch my meaning. And
As we
return
saw
of his
from
son, they would very, very much like that. I'm sure if they were to go through with it, they'd get all themselves killed. But
So we need to do
More
that
than
first.
likely.
but
We saw the sort of things
Yeah,
that East
indeed.
Haven can.
it's amazing
bring to
what a lot of
bear
money
against
can do in a very short time. 5 years ago, not a soul in this kingdom had an airship. One had never flown over these skies, but now they're fucking all over the place.
So
Jump pretty fast too.
someone must be in command of this. Someone must be the one
Command
who's
of this
planned it all.
your little coup, your little what's the word? Mutiny.
Disagreement.
Mutiny, that's the word. You're right, mutiny.
I'm
Well,
aware that many people agreed with it, but
well, probably one or two. I can certainly think of Jorah and Paul, maybe. They, the two that were giving you back sass when you first were giving your speech.
to be expected. Is there any way I can talk to them here in the open? No need for weapons. Just talk.
That's a funny point. I mean, you wouldn't be able to get close. They'd attack you on sight. They know what they did. I might be able
Yeah.
to bring them here, though. You want to bring them back to the Rising Moon and see what's up.
I just want to talk to them.
Okay.
Yeah. If we can get this sorted, if we can get these people who are being held against their will, perhaps Roderick as well, then
Everything was somewhat of a whirlwind between our arrival and then flight from East Haven's attack, and then we kind of just up and left with Yota. I'd like to talk about this.
yeah.
Well. I'll see what I can do. And he takes a step
That'd
back
be
from the table,
appreciated.
and he disappears in a puff of purple smoke.
That's so fucking cool.
Because they are easily within 300 feet of here.
First
Okay.
that odd deck, now that. What does this guy have?
Ugh, he's amazing.
Create one per side of is what he has.
Tyro, would you like to make a spellcraft check?
Sure.
Just out of the blue for me.
Sure. Let's see. Spellcraft is.
Can I?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make a spellcraft check too.
Okay, that's
But yours is
nice. Okay.
Going to be a little bit harder.
Nice.
Tyro, this is old magic. This is real old magic. This is exactly the kind of stuff that you came here looking for.
Oh,
All this like dimension doors and shit from Pathfinder. This is old shit. Like, it's a class of wizard that you don't really see in the world anymore. So, just a thought.
So, this is bound to come up, and before they return, do any of you have questions? Might as well get this all over and done with now.
I don't really have anything to say, okay? I just want to make sure that all the people that are here against their will are safe. Roderick isn't going to be used as a ransom to fuel this organization or help East Haven increase its army. I want to make sure everyone's going to be okay, and I can go back to Lullen and make sure the princess makes her pilgrimage safely. That's all I care about.
Fair. Anyone else?
Fold arms and lean back in the chair. No words.
To be expected. I really don't think that this conversation really deserves that kind of music, but right?
Well, since everybody's getting a thing, I'm going to roll a perception to see if anything's out of the ordinary from the entrance.
Alright, well, while Echo's doing that.
As you glance around, you do notice some people kind of skittering from building to building on the catwalks. You don't notice any of them. You don't recognize any of them. Keeping an eye and an ear out, though, you're pretty sure there's a group of people that are like fixing up a catapult or a trebuchet or something kind of near you. But but a quick peek, they're not people you know either. But no one you're looking for has tried to get through the door so far.
Okay. All right, back to you guys.
Okay. Basically, Nell mells it over a bit and goes, as long as everyone is on board, and once again, like you said, no one is being held against their will, we aren't blackmailing them, anything like that, I'm perfectly fine with. However, I think the fact of having a leader is sort of moot at this point. That basically acts like someone is commandeering everything. If we should do everything, why do we need a commander?
When we were attacked by East Haven, think back to that for a moment. What do?
You mean, what did I do, or what does one do in that position?
What should you do? You are being attacked by an army. What do you do?
Well, I'd like to think with such a group you have precautionary, basically have plans and measures to do in case something like that happens, which is exactly what happened. We went towards weapons, started attacking, pretty much defended, and brought them down.
Who makes those plans? Who puts these things in place?
I'd say the group as a whole.
All right. Cookie fails to explain that we want to talk calmly, and they burst in with weapons. What do we do now?
They burst in with weapons, we defend ourselves.
You're still alive, you're dead. We don't get the benefit of being able to think things through for too long when it comes to combat. We're going to be navigating a political minefield, dealing with all of this. Sure, a single leader who takes complete command of everything maybe folly. But until these things are sorted, someone needs to be able to make decisions. Someone needs to be able to command.
Do you remember when we were in Lullen and we got stopped by, I believe it was actually the first guard near the inn?
No, because I was inside the inn getting smashed.
Okay, well, the rest of you. Look at the rest. Basically, we handled that as a group. So we sort of half-assed it by saying that we were a traveling troop, but we took care of it together.
But that isn't
Otherwise,
always
Chef
good.
probably would have knocked out a guard flat.
Whose decision was it to
No.
use diplomacy?
I initiated it,
combination
but
of
the rest
Nels
of the
You
plus
group-
wisdom.
initiated it. I agree that perhaps a single leader would be bad, because if I get slain, then the issue that happened before happens. They did have two leaders in the way of Garland and Captain O'Hara. I'm not saying that I'm going to fully take command, but until something happens, someone
that-
needs to take responsibility, someone needs to make decisions.
And let's be blunt, when you became a leader, the group mutinied. That's why we are here where we are now.
Because we had just killed their previous leader and took command. That is acceptable behavior. That's why I want to talk to them, and I'm not going to kill them outright.
And I agree with speaking with them, but once again, I don't think it should go as a leadership role. These people just... They've been basically been told by higher powers to do whatever. If we actually believe it is a community effort, they might be more willing to listen to us.
And until that is established, there needs to be some kind of leader.
If you're suggesting you spearhead this, I am in complete disagreement here.
This is what happens when you're too intelligent for everybody around you.
And as you're saying that, Cookie bashes through the door. All right, we're back.
Welcome back.
And two gentlemen come in the door behind them. All right, Cookie, where's this free Ben? Well,
A free Ben? Ooh.
I can explain. There was just someone that maybe needed to talk to you for a minute. All right, Cookie. What's no? Why are? Kind of comes around the corner, sees all you at the table. Oh hell no, Cookie!
Come sit down.
No. Just fucking up. Cookie like grabs him by the shoulder. Just listen what
It's
you have to
some
say.
delinquent 17-year-olds, and he's just being like the angry grandpa. Going, come on, you guys.
Yeah.
Please take a seat.
Pull them by the.
Come on. She's not that scary, is she? Just go and sit down with him for a second. And kind of like stops. Jorah kind of like looks at Phil. There's you sense a moment of peer pressure between them. And they wander their way over to the table.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Alan's keeping her arms folded and staying quiet.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, Koke.
Yeah, that's me.
So you found us. That's great. You coming for Prince Roderick then?
Well, if you take a quick look to who's sitting opposite me and next to him.
Yeah, well, you still got that prince. Sounds like you're set for life. We aren't yet. Let us be. Just a thought.
So which one? Was it a joint effort, or did one of you get the idea first?
They kind of glance at each other. We're not at liberty to say, if that's what you're getting at.
Oh, I
And
just
we're not
wanted
gonna be
to.
we're not gonna be
I just wanted to
intimidated by
congratulate.
you.
I just wanted to
blue
congratulate
horns.
whoever had the initiative to go forward with it.
Well,
I mean, to just imagine it. This group of somewhat heavily armed adventurers arrive, infiltrate, kill your leader, take command. You get attacked by East Haven. You flee. They decide to take your hostage back, and you decide to not cower in fear and wait for whatever fate comes up next, but to take the airship and, on your own initiative, go forward with a new plan. That, knowing what we're capable of, that takes some gall. And I just wanted to applaud that.
they kind of like give each other a glance, like, "What the fuck's she getting at?" And they kind of like look back at you. Well, thanks. Now piss off.
Well, you see, you've rounded up those that were in agreement with me.
Sure did.
Yeah, and I'd like to see them freed.
Well, as soon as I do, are you gonna run off and use them to get that airship out of here and leave us high and dry?
No,
No.
because
Why do I
The
feel like they
airship
should be running a sense
is-
motive?
the airship is broken, is it not, Cookie?
He kind of like looks over you. Well, best of my reckoning, yeah, it's still busted.
We can't do anything with that. But what Dreadnought was doing is still happening. Perhaps a little bit differently to what was expected. But Prince Yota here still wants to work towards a war-free future. If Prince Lord Roderick wants the same, then
If I may, I suppose the real question is, what do you two want?
At this point, Phil's gonna kind of lean over to Jorah, and Nell and Eleanor, you're close enough you can overhear him whisper, "I don't know, man. Maybe they got an idea here." As he rolls a fucking 1 on his sense motive on all this. And Jorah looks back at him. "Phil, they're fucking bullshitting you. Just quit it." As he rolled an 18 plus 6 on his sense motive.
Keep in mind what I said is completely legit, so if they're sensing on Koke, it might be something different.
Yeah, that was from the whole cookie exchange.
We're not here to start any fights, you guys.
Yeah, we're not
that's
either.
why I wanted to speak somewhere nice and open.
Well,
There's no need for anything to be drawn.
I kind of like size you up for a moment. All right. Here's my deal. If we don't want this to come to blows, and you want my men to stand down, I got 2 things on the table here. You get one of them, not both. Thing 1, Prince Roderick. Thing 2, the airship. They're both worth a fortune in their own world. Which one do you want?
You're in this for money, not for actual peace.
At this point, no. The peace died with O'Hara. I know you have your plan, and I know that you think you're clever with all your politics. This place, where you're standing in right now, it exists because those politics never work. You can't just move a couple of pegs around. It's a system.
Systems can be fixed over time. It might be slower than people expect, but it can be done. And especially if you don't just destroy whoever gets in your path.
I can understand you can think money makes the world go around, and to a degree it does. But that money's going to run out eventually.
Well, it's enough money to live on with my family for the rest of our days. I wouldn't be
And the
worried
next
about it running
generation?
out.
And the one after that?
Next generation, they'll be fancy noble folk. We'll be rich. Send them to one of those colleges. Next thing you know, our family's on top.
And what will you do if the said small folk go after your own family in the future? Think about what will
Well.
benefit everyone in the long term.
And
Not
what
the
of the
short term.
war?
Oh, I'm not talking about settling down here with my money. I am leaving.
It's gonna spread.
Somewhere else, head far, far away then.
Basically, if you go and become rich today,
Sure.
what's going to stop people with less than you who become jealous of you from rising up tomorrow?
Exactly.
My money. Exactly what's been stopping me from rising up this entire damn time. Same systems.
What about Garland and O'Hara, two adventurers
Yeah, and look what happened to
who
them.
started this whole thing?
Look what happened to them. This isn't working.
It also shows that people who start with little can do a lot.
Sure. Look at me.
Just gonna give him a little bit of a glare, but stay quiet.
Give us the day to think about this.
What are you playing at?
A day of thinking about it.
A day of mulling over between
Day
what we
of
want to do.
mulling. You can do any mulling you want to do in an hour. A day you can do anything in.
Well, fine. An hour then.
All right. You have your hour. I'll be hanging out with my crew then. Don't come over there unless you're looking for a fight, so we'll be over there. If we don't get a response from you in an hour, we're leaving. We're leaving without the airship. He looks over at Cookie as they kind of walk away, and he pushes Cookie out of the way. You were worth your salt. We'd be leaving with it. And they march out the doors.
Rude.
Well, those are the most disgusting human beings I've met in a long time.
So we have an hour.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can do in an hour. Plenty of mulling, but... You planning on making any sabotage? You planning on stealing anything? Hour's nothing.
Rather we go about this the honest way.
Look at where you are right now. There is no honest way.
Judging from those two assholes, guess not.
I'd like to know what Roderick's thoughts about this are.
Well, you can ask him.
Instead of
but
just handing him over like a playing card.
right now, he's
I
on the other
mean-
hand. He's on the other side of a wall of leather and angry, smelly men.
Well,
And
they
I
didn't say we couldn't
really
talk to
don't
them.
want this. I really don't want this to come to blows.
Might be a way to sneak in the back, though. Old cellars. All these buildings are connected. Just throwing that out there.
I mean, the airship isn't broken.
No,
If we take the airship,
it's not broken, and it's
They-
probably got enough range to get another 200 miles.
it also has weaponry. But I don't
That's
want it to
very
come
true.
to that.
If you're talking about flattening this place, I'm gonna have to stop you. This place is my
No,
home more
no.
than anything.
No, I wouldn't want to flatten this place, but they will be leaving. And if they're leaving on foot,
Well, good luck trying to hit targets on foot with that cannon. You'll end up flipping the whole ship over trying to hit them on the ground.
I don't think that's what she's suggesting, Cookie.
Well, and
We
I don't
can-
know what she's suggesting. Maybe I'm not as sharp as I
They-
was.
they have
Uh,
to go to East Haven, which means they're
I imagine
traveling,
they
and
do.
we have an airship that is much faster than them.
Absolutely, you'd get there. Probably take slide rule in his head, like 12 days to get there. Take maybe you guys like 12 hours.
Which means we can head them off.
Well,
So technically, we take the airship and then later try to get the prince back as well?
But I want to know what he thinks about all of this, and talking to him is going to be impossible.
They didn't
Yeah.
say we
Out of-
had to stay away from them, though, just that don't try anything funny. If we speak with them, that should be...
No, they said if we approach their compound, be ready for a fight.
Out of
Yeah.
character.
it's the kind of guys they are. You can't, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh wait, side note. Oh man, you do your thing though, out of character before Cookie interjects.
Okay. Out of character, could just say we picked the prince, and then tell them where the airship. They know where the airship is, and not tell them that the pattern to get back on board has been changed.
I am
Yeah.
trying to
Not murder everyone.
not murder them all.
That, and
Yeah.
they might want to have Cookie go in front. Do we really want to murder Sid?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, he's his own free person. He could
They
decide not
don't-
to go. But anyway, yeah. Anyway,
Plus, I
what was
think
your
I want to
thing?
learn from Cookie.
They don't deserve to be
Right.
just killed outright because they're
Yeah.
just scared people and they
Right.
don't know what they're doing. Really, it's
I'm
all.
not- I wasn't saying that was the option. I was just saying.
I know, but I mean, if it comes down to it, I'm perfectly fine with just killing them. But I am trying to avoid that because the majority of my party are good.
Yeah.
Question: how long does the disguise kit take to use?
What's it like?
10 minutes.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes.
minutes?
It's nothing.
I asked Cookie, how many Burmesians are in this place? Are there any?
Not as many as you got another glance around. There's none in here right now. If that's what you're asking.
Well, I know just in the reef.
In the town and the
In
reef, maybe 3 or 4. I'd say
Hmm.
they're not exactly common around here. We're way too far north for that.
So I was thinking maybe
We-
one of us could.
You have upped the Burmesian population by 50% by coming in here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying one of us can possibly go in hidden. I mean, we could try the stealth approach. Just really bad if one of us gets caught.
She's gonna glance across the table. Yota,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
Well,
I know you really want this to work, but
I think
have
the
some
only way
really
this is going
stubborn
to work is
people
with
here.
Roderick. I only got to talk to him like once before they shuttled me off to the airship and they left him here, but no, he's the real deal for this.
it's just the
How about a
original-
hostage swap?
Well,
I go in, no weapons. They hold me hostage. You talk to Roderick.
Maybe, but no offense, but if they tried taking you hostage and they wanted to basically place you for ransom, they'd be hard pressed to probably find someone. I mean, I'm not saying you're not worthless. It's just they don't know who is connected to you.
Well, I also don't know Yota's here, but I don't want to put that forward.
Yeah, they probably try to get 2 hostages. Then.
yeah, I don't feel like putting that forward too. Side note though, they did see me when they walked in.
Yeah.
If they didn't now, I mean, if they didn't before, they know now. So
They were even pointed out.
Yeah.
I tried to
excuse me.
use that as a
Just-
help.
Just, I know Yota, you came here because you wanted to go forward with their original plan, but it looks like they're just in it for money now.
Well, those 2 are at least. I'm sure there's others. And even without them, they're not the point, strictly. What I need is me, and I need Roderick. And if you're on goody 2-shoes side of those princesses over in Lullen, we need them too then. At that point, that's the game. We're done. We win.
I do not think of this as a game, but see what you mean.
Well, I always think of it as a game. You're not from around here, but there's the politics of this place are insane.
Out of character, I'm just thinking, yeah, and he's losing the game by constantly missing against a goblin.
Yeah. God. I don't want to deliver the princesses here. I refuse.
Oh. It doesn't matter where we are. It just matters that we all are in agreement. I've never met them before. I don't know.
They're very lovely.
Well, that's
Seem like
great.
good people.
Sure.
Of course, Cocaine would say that.
Yes, he knows one of them intimately.
Damn it.
I mean, if Roderick's going with you guys, and you go back to Lullen, I'm coming with you. Doesn't matter where the three of us are. We just can't be,
What about you, Cookie? The airship is in this deal as well.
And Cookie kind of looks over at you. If I'm being perfectly honest, I'm going wherever that airship's going. I know you've got this whole plan and stuff, but in some ways they're right. I've seen these dice get rolled many times, and it never comes out well. Never for more than a few years. I'm in it for the airship. That's the big picture. So, take that for what you will. And if you're leaving without it, I'm staying here.
You gonna be alright here?
Oh, I'll be fine here. Against what?
Yes.
Against them? No. I'll be fine here.
I'll sing your tricks, so I'll agree with you there.
Well, yeah.
I'm just worried they're gonna try to pawn off the ship and then do something with you.
No.
They did say it was worth a fortune.
It is.
They are focused all on money.
And
Well, whoever they sell it to, I'm coming with it.
hmm,
That's my thought. Besides, that just seems like how it's sweeten the deal.
Ship with your
your
own.
thoughts, Tira?
Well, true end goal is if we are to get the heirs together, then Roderick would be a bigger choice for us. Granted, the airship would be a major convenience to speed up this plan. But if I had to choose, I would probably take Roderick over the airship. Granted, it would take us longer to travel, but at least we had the major piece that we truly need.
Just get Roderick to buy the airship.
It's actually not a bad thought. Meta over here.
No, it's actually pretty perfect.
Actually. Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all. Granted, we'd have to probably give him something in return, but...
Yeah, the airship.
Well, once again, out of character, as basically Echo pointed out, if we do go with Roderick, they're going to have some trouble getting on the air. Well, they said they're going without the airship now.
Yeah, they're under the assumption that it's broken.
Yeah. Well, suppose it's an
Well, it's-
idea. We could talk to Roderick and see if he would, I guess, purchase Cookie and his ship, and that would satisfy them.
Well, he doesn't have any money on him if that's what you're going to be recommending here, as he kind of glances around the table.
Sure, you probably buy
But
it
if the airship,
I,
but if the airship is broken and still here, we can always come back with the money.
True.
That is
Cookie could just make it seem like it's a very serious repair that needs to be made, which he could stall for time while
Well,
we get
that's
the
a funny
necessary
thought.
funds.
right now
Just
we're
make
waiting
sure-
for parts. And he holds up 2 air quotes when he says waiting for parts.
How far away is East Weekend from here?
12 days walk.
the human
I'll actually check the
human
map
here
for that.
has lost the plot just a smidgen. Is Roderick being held hostage, or is
Yes.
Yes.
He is being held
he?
hostage.
So he is.
His primary goal is the same
not-
as Prince
Yeah.
Yoda's. However, they want to use
Yeah,
him
no,
as
no,
a
no, no.
ransom.
He wants. Yeah. I got that part. He wants to unite the kingdoms, but these people are like, fuck this whole peace shit. We just want money.
Exactly.
Yeah, out of character, I think we should take Roderick and Yota to Lullen, and then we have 3 of them.
I'm
By
gonna
the
turn
way,
to Chef.
East Haven is 216 miles away from where you are right now.
Also, you guys might want to let Sid know, if anyone,
Yeah,
about
the
the
thing.
pattern
Yeah.
change.
Just,
Actually,
I think
Before we do that, is anyone else listening in on us? Like any of the other tavern people?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
But out of character, I think the best idea would be I think Sid will be fine. We take Roderick and Yoda to Lawin, then we do the pilgrimage to the town, and then we get a thing from there to convince the dwarves.
Seems to be the best plan. But the perception check, yeah.
That's out of character shatter. Just
Yeah, that was mine. I guess Tyra's rolling as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled 16.
Nell, you notice the girl that's standing not, 10 feet from you. She finished her ale a long time ago and is just sitting there, just looking straight at the wall across from her, and hasn't got another drink, hasn't moved, hasn't said anything.
Oh,
It's just sitting
actually,
there.
it's a 1d20 plus test, so my score was the same as hers.
Oh yeah,
So.
then you see it too.
Chef, I do believe the consensus is that we take Roderick and then perhaps try and convince him to purchase the airship. Are you in agreement?
There's a bit of a pause. And then a nod.
One small note here that I keep forgetting to mention. It kind of points over at Koke. That the lady, the plant one, lady with all the plants.
Yes.
Yeah, they nabbed her out of the woods too before they left with the airship. She's with them.
Oh, she's not going to be too happy being inside
Yes.
this cave.
Throwing all that out there. Ooh, it's funny that you say that. You're gonna see where they got her. I don't want you to panic, so I'm not gonna say anything. But yeah, no, she's not in a good place right now.
I'm gonna mutter a couple statements, and first Burmese and then Elvon. I'm gonna try to see if Cookie understands a single word I'm saying in either one.
In Burmesian and Elvon.
Yeah.
When you speak Elvon, I mean, what are you saying?
Just basically just a common term to see if he understands sort of what I'm saying.
Can you understand me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just do that.
When you say it in Burmesian, he kind of looks at you like, what? And then you say it in Elvon, and he says, yeah, back in Elvon.
Okay, I say back in Elvon, we have people listening in on us, so you saying that it's not broken, they might have already caught word on that. Just a heads up.
And he looks back at you and he says in Elvon, and you think they don't speak Elvon?
That's the best I can do. I mean, if they're listening, they already heard, so.
And at that point, the girl, a couple paces away from you, stands up and starts walking away.
My point exactly.
Just fucks over to the bar and just sits down
I'm
there.
gonna say in Draconic, I can speak different languages too, because I don't understand Elvan or Burmesian.
I can do this.
yeah.
Cookie looks back at you,
Eleanor,
and he responds in Draconic. That's good for you.
I'm
Just
gonna
for shits and giggles. Just for shits and giggles, in Mithrin, how many languages do you know?
What do you speak Mithrin? I gotta check some shit.
I
Here.
look. I'm gonna give a quick glance over to Eleanor and then say,
Okay, I speak Draconic.
and I'm gonna speak in Vieran. I know a few languages.
She's going to reply in Vieran. I can see that.
I had a very diligent tutor.
We've just got a cunning linguist here.
Eleanor knows Common, Vieran, and Draconic.
And
Even
Cookie,
though-
Draconic. Draconic is the least secret language out of secret languages.
and Cookie kind of looks over at the table, and in broken pieces from Elvon, from Draconic, in Mithra, in Viera, just fucking, yes, I get it. We can all speak a lot of crazy languages.
Apparently, he knows almost all of them.
He
Jesus.
knows many
Okay.
languages.
I'm
She
then going to laugh and then say, and then say, it's so easy to learn multiple languages in this world in Abyssal.
Cookie like stops and
God.
looks at you, and he's like, "Damn."
What did Koke say?
Something in abyssal.
Well, I speak abyssal, so it's
I just mused on how easy it is to learn multiple languages. Well,
Alan would know Lupin too if she'd
Are
grown
we
up with.
speaking different languages? In abyssal.
Point B! We got other serious issues going on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
At this
I'm
point, this dude
Actually,
sees
I'm
you all
actually
like.
seriously asking. It's important.
what are you asking?
I was asking you in abyssal. Why are we speaking different languages?
I'm going to reply. Nell started it, I think, in Abyssal.
At this point,
then-
this guy in
hang
blue
on, guys.
is kirked out by all of like the abyssal like. He's fucking gone. Like. He's like, I don't know what the hell they're speaking, but I don't want to be anywhere near it. Like,
All right, she's going
They
to
sound like they're
resume.
possessed.
Yeah.
And then I'm finally, and the last thing is, I'm gonna turn to Chef, and in Abyssal say, I can also speak Goblin and Celestial, but I don't
At that
think
point,
anybody's gonna get Goblin.
I just saw and put my hands up, and I was like, well, since he already left, I was saying someone was listening in on us.
Oh, that's okay, I guess. Wait, no, and I'm saying that in Abyssal, and then I go back to Common. Right. Okay. That would have been really useful to know sooner.
I just now discovered it. That's why I
Oh.
was
Fair enough.
letting you know in
is-
different language, and apparently the woman just completely went towards the back, so... Basically, Cookie's plan is
Cookie,
not
are there
gonna go.
any? Are there any private rooms?
well, as a matter of fact, there are.
You're trying way too
Does
hard
it-
with that voice.
Does it matter at this point?
We'll see.
I'm not actually coughing. I added coughing for special effects. Don't worry.
Oh,
I'm coughing for real. Cookie's got a bit of a cold.
I don't have
Better,
anything for
Cookie.
that, sorry.
Not all the Dayquil Severe in the world is gonna save me.
Where are they?
He gestures to the fog of war in the back of the map.
That's where that woman went.
We should probably
No,
the
she
woman's
went
right
right
here.
there.
She's still
Pretty
standing
sure.
there at the bar. God
Okay.
damn it! I was hoping you
Okay.
fucking.
I saw her like move. Okay, I didn't see exactly where. Never mind.
okay.
That and there's two other models. There's three models of that person
Yeah,
on the
no.
screen.
I was hoping she could just Assassin's Creed back into the scene and you guys wouldn't catch her.
let's
Okay, could you come with me for
sure.
in abyssal?
In Abyssal. I'll reply. Sure.
Well, this got creepy.
Yeah. Just like the darkest sounding like murder speak you've ever heard as they just walk off.
I just whisper, I knew it.
In Mithrin, I'm gonna ask Cookie. It's like, I must say that little dimensional door type of magic is pretty old, and it's been, it's very unique. It's so rare to see something like that. Where on earth did you end up learning to do that?
Well,
Even for an
That's a very,
abyssal knight,
very
this
long
is some
story.
advanced darkness.
Can we have a private room, please?
poly reveal. Alright, whip my way along here. You notice there's a thing here, and there's 4 pockets that have curtains in front of them on either side of this hallway.
And they're big enough for 2 people.
They appear to be large enough for many people, but I mean, it's fucking the front door of it's that wide.
Chef motions for Coke to follow in one of the things.
I'm following.
Which one?
This one,
Alright.
it looks like.
The one my feet are now sticking out from.
You have
Hopefully
chose
unoccupied.
wisely. As you pull back the curtain, there's nobody inside.
I'll get myself over there.
As Koke stomps across the table.
Okay, gives no fucks.
Still speaking in Abyssal. Not a word. I need help. And Chef upturns their backpack and all the full plate falls out on the table.
They help me get dressed.
Please.
Nod.
Look. An attack might be coming. I don't have the 30 minutes to fuss with the straps. I need this on in 4 minutes or less.
It's a good idea.
Well, they begin work on that.
What? You can answer T-Row. I'll be back in a second.
Everybody
Has
else
anyone
fork off.
Has anyone warned Cookie about the pattern change?
Nope.
No, not yet.
Yeah, I figured we were about to, but then when that one was listening in, I was like, I might not want to mention anything just yet.
Yeah.
Well, I could probably do it in Mithrin anyway, but
I'd rather
Yeah.
wait to see what comes next.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not a character. I'm not a character. You guys don't have to do it.
I'm pretty sure we were planning on telling him regardless.
Well, wait for. I don't know. Because if Koke has plans, it's probably regarding it. May as well hold off.
Cookie
mine-
kind of looks over to Tyro. Well, if you gotta know where I learned it all. Wait, it's so hard to do his voice. I keep not being able to.
It's
'cause of
all
this sore
right.
throat.
Just speak normally. It's okay. So good.
Yeah, I doubt anyone in the stream cares.
If you're trying, if I'm being perfectly honest, where I learned it all from my ex-wife.
interesting. Well, I imagine probably a letter of introduction would do jack shit for me then.
Well, she is a professor. I don't know. I have no idea where she is.
Currently? I was gonna say, I was gonna
she
ask
could be
if
anywhere
you
by
happen
now.
to know her whereabouts, but
Out of character. doesn't say
Last
please
time
don't
I
listen to
saw
me, right?
her, she was a professor at Moonbright. I'm just throwing that out there. Wow, you're fucking reading my mind.
Sorry.
I call her my ex-wife because she's just a giant ex.
I see. What particular school of magic did she study most?
Well, that's kind of her extra field of study. This old arcane stuff, the, weird stuff, as you've been noticing. The stuff, and he kind of holds up his deck, stuff my little deck's based on. That's her field of study.
Interesting.
She's got some crazy spells. I learned quite a few of them. Set me on the path, at least. Got me learning stuff on my own after that. But she was always the real master.
I see.
I don't know. We were fine for a while. Maybe Wanderlust. I don't. Why am I telling all this? God.
And I'll let out a diplomacy check too.
Cookie,
Anyway,
he's a
I'm
very
able to
soft
it.
old man. Like,
Yeah. Well, do you think there's anything that you could possibly teach me, or would I have to go directly to her?
well, I could try. I'm not great at the explaining. I mean, I know, don't exactly have a teaching degree, if you know what I'm saying. I can try though. I don't know how quick you'll pick up on it. It'll take a while too. But if
Certainly.
we got some time together, I'll see what I can show you.
Perhaps once we get the issue with Roderick sorted out and if we can secure the airship, then yeah, we can probably pursue the idea of trying to teach me some of that magic.
All right then.
Let's see what else was there. Alrighty. anyone else got anything? Because there goes my plot point for now.
Well, you guys are speaking of Mithra, so I can't say jack shit there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because there don't appear to be
sorting
any,
out
any
the
Mithril
behind the scenes bit.
Hmm.
Because I highly doubt I doubt there are probably any Mithrils around here. I've yet to encounter one in all these sessions.
Hmm.
You're kind of like me in that regard. We're kind of like out of our element here. The rest of us around. But I'm not there to say, but I'm just saying.
Silly question. The other languages, do the names of the countries or like townships, whatever, are they the same or are they in a different word?
It differs from language to language. Some of them sound like what they sound like in other languages. Some of them are completely different,
Okay,
and it
never
just
mind
depends
then.
on the language. Like,
Basically, point being, I don't know that they're talking about Moonbright, so I ain't gonna know jack shit.
yeah. Well, speaking of Mithra, well, let me think about that for a second.
Right.
You having a trolling chocobo out there?
Do 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 do.
Damn it! Now I'll never get that song out of my head. Fucking bird, get out of
It's just like a giant version of that cockatiel that sings the song.
Aw.
Bobbing the head and just like jumping around the entrance.
getting a few notes wrong here and there, but it's really adorable, so they let it slide.
No one cares. Yeah. All right, I think we've made our
Is-
decision.
Is our 4 minutes of
Yeah.
armor up?
Yeah, well, sure. Well, while people are sitting there talking and doing their thing, you guys definitely put on Chef's armor.
And now in full plate, there is a little bit of a wiggle, and
Excuse me.
everything seems to be in place. Thank you.
Oh, good. Expecting a fight.
Sling over backpack. Nod.
So am I.
Pull back the curtain. Let Koke go first.
Alright, I'm first, and I just walk back. Just climb over table, don't give a fuck.
Clomp. Hey! Pulls his drink away as you just walk over the table, parkour style.
And Chef's back in the edge mail.
Edge chair.
I just as he like looks up to me as I walk over, drink away. I just give him a wink and just carry on.
He stops for a second, like he looks at his drink and he looks at you, and like he looks up at the ceiling and he looks back at his drink, and he looks back at you, and he just sits back down.
Okay.
Like, I don't even understand what that was.
You've been drinking too much.
In this group, we just roll with it.
Yeah.
And I sit back down again. Nice.
Yeah, and you all watch them say something in a weird language, run off, then show up later with Chef in armor.
So,
Just to point out, way too fast for any sex to happen, so no one get any ideas.
That entirely depends.
Well, if you come back with armor, it's like a reverse sex happen.
Yeah.
Two naked people leave and they come back in like
Protestant
winter wear.
relations.
I take my time. I take my time with my work. So that was definitely too quick.
Yeah.
Good to know.
The less I know about your intimate life, the better, anyways.
Oh, you sure you don't want to know?
Pretty damn certain.
I thought you were a bot and collected stories. I have a few fair ones to tell you.
Stories, not pillow talk.
I tell you,
I'm wondering if
our evening in the
these-
Crescent was quite a tale. 3 of them, in fact.
Roll guys. Anyway,
I have a feeling that these stories are gonna end up on Saldana. If Koke is the one telling them.
that or the Arya version of a non-ID. But Yeah, back to the
A
plot.
non-ID.
I'll tell you about it once we're done here.
All right.
Also, shrug from
all, like,
DM.
all 3 people watching the stream are going to be doing like sexual fan fiction.
We can only dream.
Oh,
I mean, that's what people do anyway.
as long as they keep Echo out of it, I'm good.
Again,
Actually,
we can
yeah,
only
if there's people
dream.
watching, don't Google that, please.
Don't sexualize the bird.
Or that.
Yeah.
That's wrong. That'll get you off Twitch pretty fucking easily.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right. So
what
we're
are
gonna
all
do-
your plans then? I see you're armored up for some sort of fight, I think.
A precaution.
Well,
think-
sure.
A plan does
Nod.
not survive contact with the enemy.
What a catchy phrase.
I think we're going to see what we can do with Roderick. At least talk with him.
All right,
Just
what's your
hoping-
plan to get close?
Well, for now, I guess accept their terms.
Hmm?
Just, I'm a little concerned about you.
Me? What about me?
I'm sure you'll be fine. It's just.
She's a good person, and so she worries about people. It's a thing. They do, apparently.
Yeah.
She's gonna give you a dirty look.
You get a wink.
In the back of her mind, oh yeah, I still need to punch her. I think you just earned that.
I didn't earn it before. I'm slacking.
Well, is that where you already know still?
I did somewhat announce it to O'Hara.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said that out loud with her in the room.
Well, I don't think you flat out said that you slept with them. You just said that you're very.
No, I
Yeah.
absolutely did.
With the tone of voice, she may as well have written down the details.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Just
Yeah,
like
she
you in
absolute-
Final
she
Fantasy X.
Absolutely.
Just fucking.
Yeah, she absolutely knows.
I think Titus should be a guardian. I don't think he's ready to be a guardian. Well, at least he should stay close. It's like, what else could that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did basically lean over the table and try, give that wide shit-eating grin that Koke does and say that Princess Vies has a very interesting choice of intimate bed partners, which can only mean that I know
Yeah.
this information.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyway, let's get on with it. It's getting late.
Yeah, this gets get late.
I have to go shopping soon.
Oh yeah, it's almost
You're gonna let him have the airship then?
For now.
Leave off with Roderick? Well.
And you know, Cookie,
Hmm?
the ship is fixed.
Yeah.
You could just leave.
Well, we
I
can't.
think it needs
Not really.
more than...
I can't do it by myself, and I can't do it even with the counts loosely over his head. 7-ish? I don't fucking know. We need more. Especially in the pursuit of wizards. Gonna need at least one full-time just channeling to keep that thing going.
We have a chocobo.
Well,
Can cast magic.
that actually is a good step in the right direction. I'm assuming none of y'all have any experience sailing, though.
I don't think I did too badly, and I don't know.
Well, you didn't
I
do that
think
bad.
I think if this keeping the airship thing is a more permanent sort of deal, I could spend some time studying those books further, and once this is going to sound like an abstract concept, but it's an aura thing you wouldn't understand. Once the EXP has been given out and we kind of level up, I can put skill points in that, and it'd be all good.
Well,
Where did you go from in character to out of character in that statement? Because holy shit.
Yeah.
well,
It's an abstract concept. Mages and other you get it, don't you, Chef?
you can put your points wherever you want to put them.
Nod.
In the meantime, though, I would keep one thing in mind.
Oh my!
Wait.
We'll keep one thing in mind here. Last time we saw the army from East Haven, they were in the Crescent. We don't know where they've gone since then.
I had hoped that
Good to
fleeing
go.
towards Asma would have made them follow us, but they could easily
Well.
try and attack Lilin.
That's my concern. I don't know where they're going. I don't know if they're coming for Roderick or coming for reparations, but
Would
Just
have
a
been my
thought.
initial thought would have been them trying to find Roderick. Granted, because they went after what essentially was a rogue entity, and not, knowing, or at least to the best of our knowledge, they didn't know that, say,
I mean,
Yoto was there.
ideally,
They didn't even know if the prince was actually there. They probably figured, okay, we found a lead on it, we'll follow up on it, and see where it goes.
ideally, we'd have Roderick and the airship, and we could just fly to Lulin, but
Well.
ideal is not exactly going to work out here.
My
Not
concern
without
is that
bloodshed.
if they're going to Lullen, you're never going to beat them there on foot. I don't know, though. I don't know where they're going. I don't know what they'd do in this situation, but...
I mean, the Crescent would be somewhat tactically advantageous if they can fight the war on the two fronts, on the Lulin side and the Asmar side.
Well, the armies in this part of the world are mighty
Not that-
balanced.
Not that
Mighty
Lulin
balanced.
is really involved right now.
I wouldn't count on someone willing to kind of sandwich themselves somewhere like that. If you know what I'm saying. Give them between two allies. Oh, you get yourself
Be rough.
creamed. Well, again, I don't know where they're going, but I'd be scared for your people, though.
I'm always scared for my people.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean.
Does this change anything for you, Eleanor?
I want to get back as soon as I can. While we were in Asmar, I sent a courier to Lulin, letting my lord know about everything that had transpired, including the East Haven army.
Well, I'm
Depending
sure
on
that'll
how
do
fast that
good.
thing can get there. Depending on
Well.
how fast that thing gets there. Given how long it could
Courier
probably
from
take us.
Asmar? That might beat the army there. It might. God, it'll be close, though. Don't know how much good it'll do if they got their eyes set on Lulin. Lulin ain't got walls. They're not exactly built for this kind of thing. They're a fair folk.
I have to get back.
Well, if you really, really need the airship, and we ain't going after them, we might be able to find some other folk around here to get it moving.
Do you think we can...
We really just need bodies. There's
If
just
we
a
can
minimum
get-
number here.
Maybe if we can get Ben's help and get his folks out. And if you can rally a few people, maybe we can get it running.
His folks would be plenty. There's maybe a half dozen of them over there. With you guys together, that's enough. We can get it there.
This is after we
Sounds
get
like
Roger.
a plan.
She's going to lean over on the table.
And again, they
Putting
think
her
it's
elbow-
broken, so there's that. You can get them free
Sure.
without them thinking we can leave? Yeah, no, it's just a thought.
You think maybe we can convince those two to let Roderick and all of those wrongly convicted people free?
Roderick free? Only if you're claiming him as your don't murder us trophy. The other people, I don't know. That'll take a hell of a silver tongue.
We have one. Glance at Nell.
Gods be willing, possibly. Didn't you
Yeah.
say that the dryad was here? What was her name? Kaya?
Yeah. No, I never asked
We
her,
can-
but yeah.
I have an idea, but it would be if everyone was on board, and Cookie, if you were willing to, I hate to say this, do something a little underhanded.
Now you have my interest.
Raise eyebrow.
Lean forward.
If we can get all of them free, convince Roderick to come with us, and all of them follow us out. Cookie, you can teleport, can't you?
Well, yeah. In fact, I can teleport with another medium humanoid. But
Well, what we could do is
I'm not just gonna go in there and grab him for y'all, though. This isn't
I was about
exactly
to say.
something. This isn't exactly
No.
something I'm looking to get myself all wrapped up in.
Oh, I understand that. What I'm saying is we free everyone. We take Roderick, and then on the way out we all follow them. You teleport to us, we get the ship running, and we get out of here.
All right, yeah. Now I can. I've got 2 more of those left in me today.
And then we head to Lullen as fast as we can.
Sounds like a plan.
It's probably the best option we have, at least to get it there expediently.
Me and Nell might be able to convince them to let go of all the people being held wrongly. And Ben, too. Get him involved.
Ben kind of turns around, finally catching his name for the first time. What about me?
Ben, come over here, please.
Oh, okay. What are we talking about? I can't really get. Is there enough space at this table for another?
Yeah,
Wow.
down where I
Oh, thanks,
Language
thanks,
teaching,
Kokei. Thanks,
Is to be
Kokei.
applauded.
Okay, just to save the talking, she's going to repeat everything she just said. You could really use your help in getting all of your boys out.
Well, I'd love to. That's kind of why I led you here in the first place. I'd love to help them out. I'd love to get them out of here.
It doesn't feel right turning my back on people who just want to try to make a living, but there's more important things going down right now.
Well, I don't know anything about any of that, but I'm sure that if I was there right now and I knew that someone that knew that I was there knew, you know what I mean. They're waiting for me, specifically. I'm sure.
Hmm.
Then between you and Nell, you should be able to work your way in there and get those wrongly accused people out.
Well, wrongly accused is a weird word. They did exactly what they're being said that they did. But
They shouldn't be locked
No.
up for believing in something different.
well, isn't that kind of the point of locking people up?
I guess that depends on.
I believe I should be able to steal material whenever I want.
She's
Not
just-
whenever I want, just when there's nobody around.
She's rubbing the back of her head. She's rubbing the back of her head between her ears, looking a little defeated.
Well,
They're
again,
our allies, and we want to free them.
yeah, that's my thought. I may be not quite the intellectual all y'all are. Especially not that one. Points over at Cookie. But, or even that one. He points over at Prince Yota. Maybe more than that one. He points over at Sir Zessin. Hey!
Okay, I gotta know, does Zessin take it as a compliment?
Zessin sits there pondering it for a moment. He's not sure which way to take it.
I guess that really just leaves one person left to ask. And she look over at Yoda. Would you be
Yeah?
on board?
About springing Roderick and everyone, hopping on the airship and booking it for Lullen?
Mm-hmm.
If you can pull it off, that's a dream come true. It's everything I could have wanted.
I think we have a plan.
Almost. Cookie,
Yeah? Still not
Where
quite
are they
sure on the nuts
hold-
and bolts of all this.
where are they holding the ship?
Probably about 5 paces away from all the rest of them.
Okay, so if she's gonna be there with them, then that's fine. This is a shame that eating a tree didn't give me the ability to do plant things.
You gain the
I
power
mean, if it was a
of
magical
nature.
tree, maybe, but no.
Now, you sure you
Yeah,
want to
sure.
mention eating a tree to your girlfriend?
My girlfriend. You are very much assuming.
I'm saying that out of character, by the way.
No, but giving her the like, if I could like make a tree sprout out or something, but I'm assuming they're keeping her away from nature so she can't do anything with it. But if I can cast nature spells, then I can help with that. But I can't. Eating a tree gave me nothing but splinters.
Well, what's our first move then? If we're doing this, we're doing this.
I guess we better go and tell them that we've chosen our side of the deal.
I'm still not exactly following. You opting to go with Roderick, then you're going back and springing him by force?
We are going to, as far as I'm aware, please correct me if I'm wrong, which I won't be, but we are going to tell them that we want Roderick and our people. We get them.
Sure.
The airship is broken, so we don't know what they're going to do exactly there, but if they try to head to the airship, we will follow, or if they don't do anything, we'll just go to the airship.
Well, that's the fewest moving parts.
You can teleport.
I can
to
be
us.
there and looks at his wrist and there's no watch there. I can be there in like a minute.
Then we go.
I might suggest you might want to teleport directly on the airship.
Yeah, I would do that.
All right. Why?
It'll be the fastest way. You don't want to be teleporting under the airship and then having to climb up. Thing's a bitch.
Okay.
But with everybody following us to the airship, we should have a crew.
That'll be enough. Assuming all y'all are willing to pull your weight.
Yeah.
It helps us get blowing faster, yes.
Just a matter of we need to be sure that when we say we're interested in Roderick, we'd like everyone who is being held free as well. And Ben and Nell have to work magic.
That's the bit they're going to be suspicious of. You tell them you want Roderick, they'll give you Roderick. You tell them you want Roderick and enough people to get that airship moving, they're going to start questioning whether or not it's broken. Be careful. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Understood.
Well, best of luck. I'll be here then. He sits back down.
Got it. She's going to stand up.
So we're going now then. This is all going to happen all at once, guys.
Are we really doing this right now or are we doing this next session?
Well, I'd say next session, but
Next session.
In universe time, this is happening like right now.
Yeah.
And as this is happening, because I'm assuming you guys were keeping an eye on it, the girl at the bar starts walking out the door.
Fuck.
As that happens, I turn and I yell at the bartender, "Next round's on me! Hell, the round after that too!"
The bartender kind of looks over at you. Well, all right. Wonderful. And, like, you know, just everyone kind of, like, turns towards you, like, as you're saying it, and, like, stands up in their chairs, and they're like, yeah. And, like, in a weird swarm, the room converges on the bar. This fucking everyone's going for a free refill.
Oh.
Except for
her, who continues walking straight out the door.
Knew it.
Shit.
I said someone was listening in on us.
Will someone do something right now? Maybe.
Is Echo still out there?
She's
Echo is by
the
the front of the cave. Like.
Okay, never mind. I thought they're outside the cave. Okay, I guess I'm gonna play the jovial bard and then try catching up to them and be like, I'd be like, didn't you hear? It's gonna be free beer in there.
Alright, you chasing after him? It looks like Chef's chasing after her too.
Guess so.
Oh.
Okay.
I am going to...
I have the...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. Just because the reason I can't do anything is because I'm going up to the bar, and I'm just going up to the bartender. I dump 500 gil onto the bar
Nice.
and just go. Keep it coming till all that runs out, and just push it towards him.
They're gonna run out of beer before then.
He like looks at it and he looks at
I'm
you.
trying to keep a bar worth of people away from being outside, so that if shit goes down, we don't have these fuckers to deal with.
Yeah.
And they all kind of like look at you and they all look at the bartender and like they're like staring at this pile of gill on the table. They're like, all right.
And
Fucking like
Excuse me.
people are like turning to you and like kind of like patting you on the shoulder as you go. Like,
Alright.
Listen, man, we've all earned this.
well, I should say so. I done my time. Now it's time I done my drinking.
Absolutely.
I like this guy. Can we bring him along?
Please
It's
no.
Hire
Need
the
random
bartender.
Hi, the bartender.
We'll come back around at level 7 when Koke gets leadership. It'll be fine. if there's a retreat reef left at level 7.
How does a woman react, by the way, when me and Jeff go over to her?
as you kind of like close on her, as you close on her, she sees you kind of starting to close on her, and she's gonna try to book it.
She's gonna try and book it.
Like as she walks out the door, you guys walk out the door like a step behind her, and you're still like in 5 feet of her. But as soon as she catches you, you see her in her eye, and she takes off running. What are you guys doing?
Oh god, I hate this when they turn around.
Can I use my first into battle trait to
Mhm.
act within this pseudo surprise round and roll against her in initiative?
Absolutely. Damn.
Oh, come on now. Come on, where's my initiative bonus? Come on, chef. Come
Okay,
on.
If what you do fails, I have an idea for something.
Come on, you rat bastard, literally.
You have first into battle. Battle into the first. You can do it.
You
Oh
beat her.
my God,
You
I
beat her
win!
by the
I
roundup.
win!
You beat her by the roundup because you have a higher mod. Jesus Christ.
Oh my
Kill
god.
her.
Oh my God.
No, wait.
Oh,
What are we doing? No.
No, I'm not going to
Just
kill
hold her.
her. I don't have my greatsword drawn, so I can't.
Oh, okay, fair
Oh,
enough.
thank god.
You could just harm touch
fucking
her.
talk to her.
No, I'm not. I'm for once in Chef's life, there's no harm happening here. I am going to. So they're still like in the doorway of the bar, right?
Yeah, they're like this is happening. Like they glance over their shoulder and it's like, oh shit, and like you're right there walking through the door behind them. What are you doing?
I'm going to move into this theoretical space, like directly in front of them,
hmm
and intimidate.
So as she glances over her shoulder and it's like, oh no, you suddenly just at hyperspeed slide around her and just stand in front of her and just glare at her.
I'm going to be behind her, by the way.
Yeah, so now you have. Here, I'll fucking reveal some more map.
In fact, is that +3, Chef?
That is a charisma, so
Okay, so I'm just saying you didn't add any mod or anything to it.
no, I didn't add your aura to it.
Actually, was about to use it for the next thing if what you do fails. So I guess.
Do I get the plus? Like, can
Yeah.
you click it on without anything?
Yeah, it's
I
Yeah,
could-
I just do it whenever.
Yeah,
pretty
you
much.
could do it as
Okay.
part of initiative. So I would say that like as you see that this moment is
So-
happening, this moment of coercion, you can tick it on.
Yeah, so add +3 to that. So it'll be.
So yeah, add +3 as Chef just like whips around and puffs up the chest, folds the arms, tilts the head slightly, just the where do you think you're going pose.
And she immediately fails against you because mod's like a +2 and yours is like a +11, and she just freezes with you just this death knight just glaring her down.
You hear? Free drinks.
When Chef says that, I'm gonna slip the woman 100 gil and go and have some fun.
She kind of like looks at the 100 gil and like looks at the two of you guys. Yeah, all right. It's more than I would have made anyway. And she turns around and walks back into the bar.
I mean, this is 500 gold's worth of extra drinking everyone can just have, so go ahead and have. Drink whatever you want.
Yeah, but at least he's got some pocket money. So basically say,
Time I done my drinking. Dude. He actually got a label.
Right.
Okay, crisis averted.
right?
The
also
chef
gonna-
gives Nell a very eccentric nod of approval.
At that, I'm also gonna also hand Chef another 100 gil and say, "Thank you for saving my ass earlier with the arrow."
Another nod. I'm so happy to have that money. This is going to the I can sleep in my armor fund.
In case
Y'all laugh, but this is a thing that I need.
All right then, guys. Let's.
If y'all quit getting attacked in the middle of the night, maybe you wouldn't need it so bad.
Yeah, no kidding. Granted, I don't wear armor, but still, it'd be nice to actually get
I wear
uninterrupted
light
sleep.
armor.
Chef doesn't care if they're getting attacked or not. They just feel safe in the armor. The only reason they have the battle jammies is because they can't live in the armor.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Eleanor
yeah.
can fight. Eleanor can fight in her her PJs.
The shield.
The chocobo PJs.
She gets +3 AC just from her shield.
So that begs the question: Does Eleanor have chocobo PJs?
No.
Aw.
Aww.
No, she's just wearing a normal pair of clothes.
I don't
I
know
can
why
absolutely put a point in craft clothing, and I'll make you chocobo PJs.
I'm just remembering.
Technically, I could do that. I can actually do that. I am a weaver. I could make it happen.
There's the quest from The Witcher 2, where like you get the dude all the harpy feathers, and you come back and like he's covered himself in harpy feathers.
Oh my god, yeah. No, he made himself the fursuit. I remember that.
Yeah.
And you go back. He's looking at himself in a mirror and he's like squawking to himself quietly and he turns around and it's just ... and Geralt is like ... It's just ... Good day.
Yeah.
None of you guys have. Only Chef has seen her plushie, I think, at this point.
Yep, it's never probably gonna say anything.
But we also need to, like, gush over my familiar, so...
She is gushing over the familiar. You just don't know she
There's
has that
perhaps some
plushie in her bag.
suspicions.
Has the familiar seen the light of day in like the past like couple days, or is it just stuck in your freaking pack?
I let it out every now and again.
I think it's hiding because, you know, Koke eats things and affectionately calls it Nugget, so
Yeah,
That
most
too.
likely.
Yeah.
Which is
that too.
adorable.
it don't want to be anywhere near that.
No, it doesn't.
One day I'll talk to it and I'll call it Nugget and Chocobo.
And it'll be even more terrified.
It depends. Yeah.
What's the most terrifying thing is the fact that because of beast shaping, I could become a Chocobo and then grow teeth.
Right,
Well, that's
terrifying.
gonna be the next nightmare for the week.
Oh, God.
Anyway, I think it's late.
I think we're done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We can save the big. We
You
can save the
all
big
make
thing.
You'll all make your gambit in 1 week's time. Next Friday at 7:30 p.m.
Saturday.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Saturday. Wow, I do that literally every single session, every single time. I'm like, oh, it's Friday. It's like, nope, never Friday.
All right, you need to go rest, man.
It's
Yeah.
Sunday over here and it's just like
It's Sunday for me too.
Yeah, it's technically Sunday here.
Well. Wait,
So,
where's
that
the
means-
then?
that means next week we have our crazy raid here, and then on Sunday, Monday we have the crazy raid in Altasarian.
Yeah.
Be ready.
It's gonna be, and I have Final Fantasy 14 raid in the middle of that, so it's just raid.
Raid with
All the
God.
raid.
All your rating, man.
Raid!
Okay.
And maybe in the
And
middle
if you
of...
play your cards right, you might get some really good loot from my raid.
I'm counting on it. I'm counting on getting a really cool loot no matter how I play my cards. Just fucking
Well,
grab
for
everything that's
Buck-
nailed down.
And
For
I'll take-
Buck, a sack of
I
flour
will learn
is
dimensional
pretty good
magic.
loot.
Yeah.
But you do have your little sacky of 50
Yeah.
a day of free
No, that's
shit.
just fucking magic. Literally.
Mhm.
Regardless, we're calling it here for the night. Thanking everybody for sticking with us all the way to the end here, whether you're watching live on Twitch or on YouTube or neither, because there's like 4 people that have seen this. But thanks for sticking around.
I got people to watch.
We will
I got people that watch.
we will have perhaps a
been trying
very
to.
exciting episode next week if you want to stick in for that. And in the meantime, see you next for Saturday. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good night.